Alex asked me to preach about 2 weeks ago, and a week goes by before I start thinking like, oh snap, I gotta start preparing. So I think it was around Wednesday or Thursday of the next week that I finally start. Okay, we gotta get this going. So let's start reading. And Thursday or Wednesday came, I didn't do it. Thursday came, still didn't do it. Uh, Friday, no, I still didn't do it. Saturday, still didn't do it. Sunday was like pretty much day off, still didn't do it. Uh, one thing I noticed about myself is I'm pretty busy. Although some of you can laugh, but you don't know my life. You don't know my life. I'm pretty busy, but never too busy for the Word of God. So this is one thing I noticed is I had the chances to do it, but I prioritized other things before it. And so I think what happens is we start to invest our time and our energy into the things of the world over the things of God. And if you guys can flip with me to Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. This Bible is just for decoration. It's a different version. I don't like it, but it looks cool. Because I like NIV. But anyways, it says, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So I think what often happens as Christians is, same story. What happened to me was over time you start to prioritize other things and you start to invest your time and your energy and everything that you do over God, and you start to invest in things of this world. For example, your job, for example, school, or your boyfriend and girlfriend, or something like that, of etc. And the thing is, these things are all good. The Bible says that we have to work. It's good to go to school. But once they start to take attention away from God, it gets not good. And also note one thing is, it says that moths and vermin destroy and thieves break in and steal. So all these things in this earth, they're all temporary. They can be here one day and gone tomorrow. You can lose your job tomorrow. You can drop out of school tomorrow. You can get failed by your professor tomorrow. All of this is temporary, and on Judgment Day, everything will be burnt earthly. So, not much to invest in this earth. But so going on to verse 20, it says, "But store up for yourselves treasure in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." So what this means is to make sure to prioritize your schedule so you do fit in the Word of God in your life, that you do go to church, that you do have enough time to serve in the church still. Because what often happens is we start to, for example, like go to work and be like, oh, I need money, so therefore I will go to work instead of church. When in reality, blessing comes from serving God, and you will be much more blessed than going to work. And so the difference between investing, for example, into earthly treasure and heavenly treasure is pretty much the end result, which would be of the earthly things, that would be, hell, kind of, right? Because you invest into the earth, where instead of investing into God, you invest into earth, which the end result would be like it says, where vermin destroy and where thieves break and steal, it's going to be gone. And the end result of investing into heaven would be salvation, because where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So if your heart is fully into the things of this world, then that's where it will remain, and it will be destroyed. And if your heart is, in the things of this, if your heart is in the things of heavens and of God, then you'll be saved. And so you'll be held accountable on Judgment Day where you invested your life. And so part of the reason why I think that we start to, kind of start to invest our life into the things of this world is because maybe we start to lose hope in God, or or you'll lose your trust in God. For example, like you're praying for a job and you're not patient enough, and so you go out with your own strength, and so you rely on yourself to go out and get that job, and you maybe do end up getting a job, but who knows? Maybe you get fired, and so now you're back to square one. But if you flip to Matthew, let's flip to Matthew 6:33. Uh, it says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you." So, if you see God first and you rely on Him and you put your hope in Him, and for example, you get a job, and per se something happens to that job, He will be there to carry you. Chances are, maybe you'll get a better job. Maybe there's a better plan for you than versus if you rely on your own strength, where you get fired. You're back to square one, really. And so, no matter what happens in your life, as long as you see God, no matter what the circumstances are, He will always guide you through, and He will always, carry you through. And whatever troubles you go through, He will, help you through. And chances are that it'll end up better than it was.